Hey, I'm Adam Thompson, consultant in strategy, organisational design and leadership, and today is directed at managers, in particular, what you can do to significantly increase the productivity and happiness of all of your people. Let's get right into it. What makes it hard to get stuff done at work? And the answer is simply interruptions.
When I say space, you say pants, space. What?
Even if you're not constantly looking at email, we do know that there's going to be a continual bunch of stuff coming towards you that kind of builds up and you get the anxiousness going anyway. I've looked into a few companies that are doing this, and the one that stands out to me the most is Jason Fried and David Hannemeyer Hansen's company, Basecamp. It's a software company. They've actually written a few books. I reckon the flagship one I'd go for would be It Doesn't Have to Be Crazy at Work. They want to set up each person's workload so they can get the work they need to get done in 40 hours per week. Then what they set up is protecting of people's time and attention. And why would they bother to do that? So everyone can get the work done in 40 hours a week. And that's why I'm directing this straight at you managers, because you have the authority to protect your people's time and attention by acting as a gatekeeper for the work coming through. A bit controversial. Now, for some that might seem a bit weird, or it might be a bit old school. For others it might seem obvious, but we have to look at the things that have taken place that have caused this to go in the other direction. We've got things like empowerment, agility, interconnectedness of stuff, fear of micromanaging, and a final one, which a lot of the people I work with would be aware of, is treating people like adults. So all of this makes a lot of sense, and it's all done in a well-meaning way. But what it's caused is people being forced to work in a way that's ongoing stressful, little bite-sized chunks where they can focus on something, no ability to get into any sort of deep work, which is gradually lifting the level of anxiousness throughout all of our workplaces. Management means making the resources valuable as possible. It sounds weird, but it's the same with people. But because we're talking about humans, we make people valuable both emotionally and in terms of the work they can produce. And by showing people the care to protect their time and attention, you are actually doing your management role brilliantly by getting the most value out of them. So I want to address these things here. You are not disempowering your people to protect them from the onslaught of work. You are disempowering them if you are saying you don't get to make choices in the best way to get the work done. And if you don't involve them in the discussion about what's the thing to do next. You are not agile if you're constantly changing from one thing to another, because you're going to complete 5% of 100 things, which means you've completed nothing. You're not agile if you're standing there frozen. We need to organize the work so things can actually get shipped. Things are going to be interconnected, which requires us to have a way to sift through the stuff coming in. Someone has that role. It can't be everyone on the team doing that all the time, because then no one on the team can actually get the work done. You're not micromanaging by simply organising which bit of work comes in next and what's the highest value thing to do. You're micromanaging when you say to people sitting in the back seat, turn left, turn right.
Make a left turn, Daddy. Make a right turn, Daddy. We're being clear.
Instead of agreeing a destination up front and letting them do it. And finally, protecting people from information and from reality, treat them like children. Protecting people from unnecessary overload so they can be as valuable as possible is simply to play your role in the system, which is the role of manager of the team. So to start protecting your people's time and attention might require the courage of leadership to actually go back to doing some good old-fashioned management, which means managing the work coming into your team such that they can get on and get the work done. Imagine giving your people the gift of 4 hours interruption-free, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, to simply get on and do their work. Just imagine that. I'll see you next time.